Hi everybody, I am Amy Pottinger, Food Network Star Finalist, Season 13. And I've had my food blog, Caviar and Crayons, for a little while now. But ever since my experience at the Food Network, I've realized that I just need to branch out and, kind of practice new techniques. So today is the first time I'm doing that. I'm going to edit it down a little bit, but you're definitely going to get some of my quirky personality, my incessant rambling, and I'm probably going to say things that don't sound relevant or make any sense, but that's me, I guess. So I've decided to call this segment Messy Life, Messy Kitchen. So anytime I do one of these YouTube videos, it's going to be called Messy Life, Messy Kitchen because, that kind of sums up my life. I have 2 kids under 5, one actually just turned 5 today, and my life is chaos, and that's what it is. So Messy Kitchen, Messy Life is going to be the name of these segments. I'm just, going to keep repeating that in your head. Another one that you're going to want to keep with you is my food blog is Caviar and Crayons. And all my recipes are up on there. All the food that I love to cook, love to eat, that my husband loves, they're all up on there. So today, for our first Messy Life, Messy Kitchen, but not a messy house because I'm super OCD, and my husband's even worse because that's what fighter pilots are. We are going to make steamed manila clams with some Portuguese sausage, some Roma tomatoes. It's kind of hard to see there, but I'm definitely going to take some more pictures of it so you get a better idea of what we're working with. It's so delicious. I already made it. I already ate it, and we're gonna make it again. Welcome to, what is it called again? Messy Life, Messy Kitchen. So I am a big lover of my Dutch oven. I cook practically anything in it. It's great because you can get that direct heat and that sear like you would from a pan or a skillet, but then you can keep steaming things, roasting things, slow cooking things in it, and it is just probably one of the most used things in my kitchen. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this beautiful Portuguese sausage, and we are going to cut it into just little cubes. Okay, can you see that size right there? There's little cubes of sausage. We're gonna get all of that in my Dutch oven, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, now that we finished chopping up our Portuguese sausage, I'm going to let you take a quick look at it there. Okay, it's about what they should look like, a little 1/4-inch cubes. We're going to turn our heat on high. We're going to let this render all of the fat out of it because that's how we're going to cook our garlic. So you can see here that I have about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to cut up about half of the shallot. You're going to want to cut it pretty small because we really want to get as much browning and caramelization on it as we can. So the Portuguese sausage, the shallots, and the garlic have been cooking down for about 5 to 6 minutes now. And they're gonna kind of look a little bit like steam. But like that, everything should be decently browned. And since everybody loves butter, we're just gonna add about a tablespoon of butter and let that melt in there as well. So there's a couple of different ways to do steamed clams, okay? One of them is just to straight steam them, which is totally fine. But if you're anything like me, you're gonna wanna dip some bread in some of that delicious sauce. So I'm gonna make a nice fragrant broth for you here. And then not only are you going to have steamed clams, you're going to have that buttery, lemony, white wine, clam, and Portuguese sausage broth to dip your bread in because that's half the fun, right? Okay, my butter has melted down. But what we're gonna do is deglaze the pan with some white wine, and that will release all of the flavors. So what I did is I added about a 1/2 cup of white wine to this pan, and what you're gonna notice is when you try to scrape it, you'll still have to apply some pressure, But when you try to scrape it, all of that is gonna come up off the bottom of the pan. And that's really gonna add some flavor to your dish. You'll find some people who like to do the occasional add-ins to some of their broths. Something that I think really complements this flavor profile are Roma tomatoes. And tomatoes are pretty much synonymous with summer. So we're gonna chop these up about the same size as the Portuguese sausage, and we're gonna let them seep into our broth as well. Now, when you're doing this, you don't wanna overcook or burn any of the ingredients in the Dutch oven. So I'm gonna ask you to turn your heat pretty much as low as it goes, okay? And we're just gonna let this sit while we chop up these tomatoes. Okay, I've chopped up all my tomatoes through the magic of speeding cameras. And I'm going to add them to my Dutch oven. And you know, one of the important things of cooking is flavoring and salting and enhancing dishes along the way. The Portuguese sausage has a little bit of salty flavor all on its own, but the tomatoes don't. They add a beautiful acidic and bright flavor, but this is when we're going to want to start adding salt. So go ahead and turn your heat back up to a medium-high heat. Give everything a nice stir here. And we're gonna kind of salt to taste. I don't do a lot of measuring when I cook. It's in my food blog because it's a food blog. But I kind of just do everything by sight and by taste and all that jazz. So it's probably about 1.5 teaspoons of salt that I'm adding. And then if you want, you can go ahead and add some nice fresh cracked black pepper as well. Because who doesn't love salt and pepper? Those flavors have been cooking together for a few minutes, and we're gonna add some chicken broth. As I mentioned earlier, I'm somebody who loves to, just dip that bread in that sauce. So because of that, I want to give you more sauce for the dipping. I mean, I feel like I'd be cheating you if I didn't. So there's our first can, and I'm gonna get the second can in, and I'll be right back. I'm still here. Okay, back with my second can of broth. Why did I not do that on camera, you might ask? Because I have like the world's jankiest can opener, and it takes me like 5 minutes to open anything. Why I haven't replaced that yet, since they're like $15, is beyond me. But I mean, one of the only things I took away from 7th grade science, besides there's a muscle in your neck called your sternocleidomastoid, is that if you put anything in soda, it will eat away at it. So I've actually put my, I feel real smart right now. I put my can opener in soda like 3 or 4 times instead of just buying a new one, which is ridiculous because we don't even drink soda in this house. So I have to like track down soda to get my can opener fixed. So I'm gonna put that on my list, and I'm gonna make that happen today, like a new can opener. Okay, more broth, ta-da. Okay, we are gonna let this heat up for a minute before we put our clams in. And I don't know if you remember me talking about the soppy toast. You probably do, since it was like 2 minutes ago. But I have this beautiful loaf of bread that I got today at my grocery store. And it has rosemary and garlic, and we're just gonna slice it up and broil it, drizzle some olive oil, get some little toast points on it. Does it make sense? Oh, it's still filming. Great. Talking about bread a few minutes ago, I have this beautiful loaf that I got at my grocery store today. We're just gonna slice it real thin, kind of make little toast points out of it, drizzle it with olive oil, and then scrape a garlic clove on it, and that kind of transfers the garlic flavor, that fresh garlic flavor, without making it too pungent. So I'm gonna grab, just bear with me here. No, not my bread knife, that's my cheese knife. Not my bread knife. Is this fun? Do you like my face this close? I don't. Okay, hi, bread knife. And I'm gonna start slicing my bread. And right over here, I'm just waiting for this to kind of get up to a low boil before I add my clams. So I am slicing my bread about this thick, okay? The great thing about getting like this fresh bread like this is you're gonna get that nice crunchy outside and that super soft inside. I know that doesn't sound like it matters, especially since we're gonna be toasting it off in the oven, but it really does. It really makes a big difference. And the clams too. I've actually had this on my to make menu for like a week, and my grocery store just hadn't gotten any fresh clams in, so I've actually been stocking them. And finally today I said, hey, they said you'd get some clams in today because they weren't out, and the lady said he is packaging them up now, so I was pretty excited. Okay, so we have our bread, and I feel like everything's prettier if you cut it on a bias, so that's kind of like at an angle. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've cut it twice this way, see that angle? And since this one's pretty small, I'm just gonna leave it. The other one I'm gonna kind of, once again, cut at an angle. Now, obviously, you don't have to be as OCD as I am. You know, that's my own mental deficiency, but that's how I like to do it. So that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm overselling you on the concept of toast points. They just ended up being really random shapes, but that's okay because it'll still be delicious. So we're just gonna call it crusty bread, which works for me. If you do not own a silicone mat, that is another thing that I pretty much use nonstop. I mean, they're like $30, so they're not that expensive. And I use them for everything. Cookies, toasting anything, baking bacon, anything that you would put on a cookie sheet with parchment paper or greased tinfoil is something you're gonna wanna put on the silicone mat. It just makes it so that pretty much nothing sticks, and you're gonna come out with a more consistent product every single time. And consistency is good. So let's get this on here, just like this. I'm running out of space, but that's okay. Oh, my oven is on broil, in case you were wondering. This is kind of my first little film a video at home in my tiny, non-functional Hawaiian kitchen. So if I come across like an idiot, that's partially because I am, and partially because I'm still vaguely inexperienced with this. I mean, Food Network was incredible, but for me, that was the first time I had ever done anything like that. I mean, at all. I had never demoed food. I had never been on television. So it was all new. And now I'm back home, and you know, I'm trying to get better, but that takes time and that takes practice. So if you're tolerant, you get to grow with me because I'm kind of a nut. I say a lot. And I say a lot. And I love stripes. You're going to notice way too many stripes on me. It's a little bit ridiculous. Okay. Bread. Mat. Bread mat. Okay. Another must-have, they're like $2, is these little pour spouts on olive oil. Because then you can just do this. Well, let me make that so it doesn't make noise. There we go. See? Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Okay. Oh, time to refill. Kind of like wine if I had some, but I don't because it's 2 in the afternoon. Okay. Toast, salt, olive oil, and we're gonna call that a day for now. So here's the thing about broiling stuff is it can happen like super fast, depending on where your rack is. Mine's lower for some reason, and I'm not gonna mess with it. So I'm gonna put those in there, and you have to pay attention to it. Otherwise, it will be on fire within 5 minutes. So somewhere in here, I got a spoon. Look, this is more like gold, but another theme in addition to stripes. You notice a lot of this in my house. Our house we built in Florida had these beautiful like brushed gold fixtures everywhere. We custom built the house, and they were way tougher to find back then, and that was one of those things where I was like, I need to find these, builder. So they were accommodating. This has been cooking for a few minutes. I'm going to taste it because we want to taste our food right to see if there's anything we need to change. That's good. That's delicious, actually. I'm gonna pinch more salt because who doesn't love salt? And give it a nice stir. And I'm going to cut up both of these lemons. I have 3 lemons total. I'm gonna use 2 right now. And then I'm going to reserve the 3rd for a garnish, like an additional lemon squeeze at the end if you want it. So, kind of a basic tip, but just in case you don't know, because I used to put lemon seeds in everything, because I am special. If you hold your hand under the lemon and squeeze, sure, you'll have to rinse your hands afterwards, but your hand's going to catch all those lemon seeds, and the juice will just kind of go right through. So, I'm going to help you out here with my, yeah, so that's been cooking for, I don't know, like 10 minutes now. We're gonna go get the clams. I put them back in my fridge because they were starting to make noise and talk to me. They were opening up and sticking their little clam tongues out and dying. Little clam tongues. Look at that. Look at that cute little guy. He says, oh, I'm a clam. Okay, he probably doesn't say that. Even if he did, he probably wouldn't talk to me because I'm about to kill him. I'm a nut. I'm pretty sure the Food Network would be so proud of me right now. Just my poise and my elegance and my ability to get right to the point is another really impressive thing about me. Here comes my, what do we call it? Adult ADHD. It's back. Good thing though, because it reminded me to check on this. Almost done. Right after I get my clams in. There they are. Okay, I got these guys today. A minute. Cover that up. Look at that. Look at that beautiful golden brown bread. It's burning me. Oh, that makes my life even more insane. I'm pretty much by myself, nonstop with my beautiful but rambunctious kiddos, who, for better or for worse, are the emotional genetic clones of my husband and I, which makes them stubborn as stubborn can be. Okay, so earlier I talked about rubbing a garlic clove on the crostini bread. It's super simple. You're just going to cut it in half so you're exposing the interior part of the garlic. And, oh, you can't see that. And you're just going to grab. That's literally it. I mean, it's super simple. It just rubs off like a little bit of that fresh garlic flavor on your bread without overpowering it. I have this insane love for garlic. Like, it rivals pretty much everything. And if any recipe says 3 cloves of garlic, I'm gonna have like 6 or 7. I buy like this giant thing of garlic at Costco, like those big pre-peeled garlic bags. And as I can tell it's starting to get old, I will literally like just roast the rest of the cloves, like a good cup to 2 cups of cloves, and I will eat them. Just the roasted garlic cloves. Sometimes, you know, I'll make a board of stuff with them, and sometimes I'll just eat garlic cloves. I know my husband really appreciates it, so you're welcome, Pat. He loves it when I smell like garlic. So the other option that you have here is, right now, these are just crispy on the top. I'm gonna flip them over, okay? Because I like my bread to be really crunchy, so I'm gonna double toast them on each side, and then it'll be super crunchy. The thing is, once they've already started to cook and they're already warm, they're gonna cook faster this time. So you're really, really gonna wanna keep an eye on them. Voila. So this is what the other side of the bread looks like. You can see that it has some of that olive oil from the original drizzle, which is why I want to toast it, because it's gonna help so much. It's gonna be great. Okay, those are in the oven. I think we've covered my obsession with garlic, which is great because it's super true. This has been cooking, lid closed, for about 5 minutes now. I can see a lot of my clams are opening up. Not all of them are open yet, so I'm gonna give it about, seriously, probably only 1 more minute. This doesn't need to cook that long. So about 1 more minute on this. I can tell you more ridiculous, irrelevant stories, or I can hit the pause button, which is pretty much what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. Pause, do some dishes, and say fix my hair, but nobody has time for that, especially me. Okay, peace, see you in a minute. Okay, bread's out. You wanna see it? Looks something like this. Nice and toasty on both sides, voila. And clams are done, I've turned it off. I mean, it's kind of difficult to overcook them, but I mean, we still don't want to mess with that, do we? So, that's decently hot. Okay, I'm gonna give these a stir. They should have all opened up. They should look a wee bit like this. Oh, there goes my tomato. Oh, this is hot. This is not the most effective way to do this. Delicious. Okay. Seriously, delicious. Alright. Don't judge me. You don't have to judge me. Or judge me. Whatever. All of America's gonna be judging me. Parsley. I love things that are green. like money in Craig's eyes. No, garnishes are nice. Everybody loves a garnish, and the parsley perfectly complements every other flavor in here. So I'm actually going to put a little bit in there, not a lot, because I want to save kind of that some of that fresh crispness to it. But I mean, it's just about a handful of parsley. I'm going to add it so we can kind of get those flavors in there. And coming up, I'm going to put this together and eat some. Okay, so basically everything's cooked. I'm going to grab a bowl. Should have done that, but I guess now I get to look at my butt while I grab a bowl. Everybody's dream to look at a mom of two's middle-aged ass. I knew it. See? Almost over. Nice big white bowl. And I'm going to give this one more stir. I'm going to grab my ladle. Oh, let's at a different angle, huh? To do this. Sorry. My sister-in-law called to wish my daughter a happy birthday. It's her 5th birthday today. That's right. I have a 5-year-old. She's adorable, and I love her. And she's also kind of an ass pain because, well, she's my kid. Kind of feel like I'm an ass pain sometimes. So, God's just paid me back. Okay, we're gonna let that steam die down so you can see how, oh, my lemon garnish. Look at me. I don't even know what's going on in the world. See? You're just getting a bit of all my nonsense. You're welcome. Or I'm sorry. I don't know which side of the fence you fall on, but that's okay. Whee! I'm whistling, aren't I? Okay. Look at my lovely clams. You can't see them at that angle. Here we go. Look at my lovely clams. Actually, they don't look very pretty. So I'm going to take a picture of them and post it. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if I've accomplished culinary greatness or if you're going to fail to ever tune in again due to my incessant rambling as well as my inability to cook food that you want to eat. Although I'm really only worried about, you know, the weird rambling. I know I can cook food you want to eat. Oh, look at that. That's been soaking in there. Taste the garlic and the shallots. There's the acidity from the lemon and the tomatoes. I get just a hint of that parsley. The Portuguese sausage really adds a great depth of flavor to this. Well, there's my carb intake for the day. I guess my husband eats the rest of that bread. I'm going to eat a happy little clam. He's not happy, I'm happy. Perfect. I could eat this all day. Except for then my mom butt would be even bigger. Well, not if I ate this. I could keep eating this all day. It's just, this, I can't keep eating this all day. So I'm just going to finish this one piece. Are you having fun? Watch me eat. I need a manicure. Dude, you're learning a lot of stuff about me. This is a really exciting time for us both. Amazing. Delicious. Thanks for hanging out with me in my lunacy today. Maybe after 6 or 7 of these, I will hone it in. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just give up because you guys just want to watch me be crazy. That's cool too. Okay. Bye. What are we calling this again? Crazy Kitchen? No. Messy Life, Messy Kitchen. Okay. Thank you for coming into my first Messy Life, Messy Kitchen. I hope at least some of it made sense. If it didn't, then, oh well. Okay, this is really my carb intake for the day.